everyone. Right, this is just a quick video to show how I personally detail my bike after I've been for a ride. I usually do this process after every ride. The bike's not particularly dirty at the moment, so it's not going to take too much cleaning, but I just thought I'd show you some products that I always use on my bike. First of all, I use Bilt Hammer Auto Foam, which is a high activity snow foam, which basically emulsifies the dirt. I spray that onto the bike, let it dwell for 10 minutes, rinse it off, and then I can continue on with the shampooing. I use Meguires APC all-purpose cleaner, which I dilute down to 4:1. I tend to use this on the wheels and all the engine components. Auto Finesse citrus power for all the bug splatter, etc, etc. Bug and grime. It's a general degreaser, so very good. On the bike at the moment there's quite a few tar spots, so I'll basically use Gyeon Tar. I'll spray this onto the tar areas and let that dwell, and then rinse it off. The snow foam I tend to use in a little snow cannon like this. I do have a proper foam cannon and jet wash, which I do use on vehicles, but I tend not to use a power wash on the bike. Just a hose connected to this little baby. Dilution rate, I usually put 2 inches of snow foam into warm water into this cannon. And then last but not least, this is a bottle of which I've got some Bilt Hammer Surfex HD, which is a general degreaser. Again, I use this about 20% diluted with water. So I've got 2 buckets. I know I tend to use 3 buckets on a car, but in the first bucket I tend to use 1 bucket for the wheels and then 1 bucket for the main body of the bike. In this bucket I've got an assortment of easy detail brushes and wheel woolies, and smaller detail brush, smaller easy Z brushes. In the bottom of each bucket I have a Cyclone grit guard, and this basically keeps all the muck and grit at the bottom of the bucket so it doesn't contaminate my wash water. That's in each of the buckets that I use. As I say, really on a vehicle I'll be doing a 3 bucket wash, so I'll use a rinse bucket, a wash bucket, and a wheel bucket. The wheel bucket I always keep separate from the wash bucket. The wash bucket again, I have shampoo and a separate grit guard with a Lambswool wash mitt. Usually when I'm doing a car, every time I do a panel from the wash bucket, I'll rinse it into the rinse bucket, and vice versa. And I'll go around the vehicle doing that as I complete the vehicle. That way all the contaminants from the wash mitt from one panel is going into the rinse bucket, and then basically reloading your mitt with a shampoo solution from the wash bucket. But as I say, on this, when I'm doing a bike, I usually only use 1 wash bucket, because the Bilt Hammer foam usually gets rid of 95% of the dirt, so there's not that much contaminants which are going to cross-contaminate with my wash water. What I usually do, every time I finish washing the bike, I always blow dry the bike with what's called a Master Blaster filtered warm air blower, and that basically air dries the bike off. So to start with, I wash the wheels first every time. So I tend to rinse the wheels, okay, and then I spray APC on, and then do the back wheels as well. Because the bike's got a few tar spots, at the moment, especially around the suspension housing. What I'm going to do is just spray a bit of the tar around certain areas which is picked up on my ride. Whilst I'm doing the wheels, this will dissolve the tar deposits on the bike. I'll just go around the other side. Not too bad here. The wheels tend to pick up a fair bit of tar. If the wheels are particularly bad, then what I tend to use is a wheel. It's a Bilt Hammer product again. It's like Corosol, but it's meant for wheels. It's called Auto Wheels, and that basically dissolves all the iron deposits from your brake pads, etc. Once you spray it on the wheels, the solution is clear, and then it turns to purple as it's dissolving the iron particles. But as I say, because the bike's been done already, I only really need to use a bit of tar, especially just on the back wheel. So first things first is I rinse the front wheel off. Obviously I've just sprayed the back wheel with the tar, and then I get my APC surface cleaner and just deliberately spray that onto the wheels. Get my wheel bucket, get one of my little wheel brushes. I tend to do outside of the tyre walls first, both sides. And the brake calipers themselves. That's done. My easy detail brush here, spray that, and this is ideal for getting in between all the intricacies of the wheel. The only thing about these brushes, it does give a bit of splatter, so you've just got to be a bit careful when you're using them that you don't get covered in solution. Then I use a wheel woolly and go around the rest of the wheel. And again, got a smaller wheel woolly, for picking up smaller areas. That wheel is now done. Just rinse it off again. I don't use any high pressure water, just normal rain function on the garden hose. Now the tar which I put on earlier just needs to be agitated slightly. It's already dissolving the tar on which I sprayed the bike. So again, just to loosen the deposits. On the back wheel, again just to loosen the main tar deposits. And I give that a rinse now. Okay. So the bike's just been rinsed off, from the Auto Foam, and now I am just going to gently shampoo the bike with the soap solution and the mitt. Again, I'm not using any pressure. Because the bike is essentially clean now, just gently agitating, putting the bike back in the wash. Again, just agitating, then I use a wheel woolly just to get down the back of the fork legs and inside the frontal area. Not much pressure at all. Every time I rinse the mitt in, all the grit or whatever's left will go underneath the grit guard. So as I say, I'm not too concerned that I'm using one bucket because the bike is essentially clean at the moment. It doesn't take long once you've put the pre-wash on to actually shampoo the bike, because there's not a lot of dirt left. Let's say if the bike was dirty, again I'd use a separate rinse bucket, but this is just for demonstration purposes of how I particularly wash the bike. And that's it. So that's the wash process over. And I'll just give it a rinse again on a shower setting. Just to make sure all the soap is off. I can put a jet setting for the back of the radiator. This tends to blow out any contaminants that flies, etc. from the radiator. Again, the jet setting. Size. And that is basically the wash process. Bike is essentially now clean. The next step, or the best step, which I think I never towel dry the bike off. What I've got is a filtered warm air blower, and that's this, a Master Blaster car and bike dryer. This essentially blows filtered warm air at about 330 miles an hour, and I use this to blow dry the bike off completely. So obviously you're not going to be able to hear me once this turns on, but it'll just give you a demonstration of how I dry the bike. I never blow the warm air blower directly into the switches. I always blow from the sides, and this creates a vortex, and it actually brings the water out, so you don't want to be blowing water behind the sensitive switches on your bike. So I tend to blow the air at this direction, and that creates a vortex and pulls the water out. Continue that for the rest of the bike, and I'll come back to you shortly. So that's essentially it. The bike's been blow dried off using the Master Blaster dryer. What I sometimes do after I finish that is go over with a solution called Techniq C2V3, which is a ceramic spray, and I sometimes go over the paintwork just to seal the paintwork, which gives it high hydrophobic properties, so water beads onto the bike extremely well. Again, I don't need to do that because I did that last week. So essentially that's my cleaning process on what I prefer to do anyway. So thanks for watching. Hope you like it. If you do, give me a like, please share, please comment. Comments are always welcome. Okay, thank you.